What is up, sports bettors? It is Matt Modi here with OddsJam, and in this video, I'm going to be giving you my top 3 favorite survivor picks for NFL Week 1. So I'm going to be giving you my official survivor pick, who I actually went with, and then I'm going to be giving you 2 bonus picks in case you guys hate the pick that I chose. Everything will be tracked in this Matt's NFL Bets spreadsheet. I have my underdog picks here from a previous video. So if you haven't seen those yet, definitely make sure to check that out. But this one, I'm just giving my survivor pick. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what survivor is, it's pretty simple. All you do is you pick a team who you think is going to win. You don't need to worry about odds. You don't need to worry about spread, whether they cover. Literally just picking whether they win, yes or no. The only catch is you can't pick a team twice in a season. So for week 1, if I like the Bills in their opening night against the Rams, if I pick the Bills and they win, I can no longer select the Bills for the rest of the season. You can select the team you think is going to lose as often as you want. So if I choose the Bills and they win, I can still select next week whoever plays the Rams to beat them. So the strategy that I have, you don't need to worry about odds. Of course, I do have all of the odds up here because I do like to see, let me zoom in a little bit. I do like to see who the heaviest favorites are. Of course, that is still really important to see. But like if I chose the Ravens at minus 300 or if I chose the Bengals at minus 273, it doesn't matter that the Bengals have better odds. It still is either a win or a loss. So I have a couple different strategies for Survivor specifically. Number 1, I try to choose a team that's at home. The problem is almost all of the big favorites this week are away. Saints big favorites against the Falcons. Obviously, they're away. 49ers are big favorites. The Bengals are the biggest favorite who are at home. But if you've watched this channel, I actually am nervous about backing the Bengals in week 1, so they will not be my selection. Colts are the biggest favorite of the week. They are away. The Ravens are another big favorite. They are away. Chiefs, big favorite away. The Titans are at home, and they are a team that is a pretty decent favorite at home. But another team, for those of you that have been following along, that I actually took the Giants spread. So I am not confident that the Titans win this game. The next 3 games are relatively close. Then, of course, Monday night, the Broncos are heavy favorites, but they're away. So I will admit that I struggled a lot with my pick in this one. So if I just wanted to choose the team that was the heaviest favorite, it would be the Indianapolis Colts. They are minus 320 against the Houston Texans. I think that one is really good. If I wanted to choose the team that is the biggest favorite that is at home, that would be the Cincinnati Bengals at minus 273. But for me, my official pick, and this probably isn't a surprise for people that have been following along on this channel, is I like the Ravens, even though they are away. I like the Ravens to pick up the win against the Jets. So I know that the odds don't matter, but just to show you the odds, I'm pulling all of this from oddsjam.com. Sports NFL gives you the odds to all the games. And if you click into an individual matchup, you can look at the main markets, which is the moneyline spread total. You can also look at literally any market you want to see. So player props, alternate markets, stuff like that. It's all on here. So the best odds you can get on the Ravens are minus 300. The 2 sharper books, BetOnline, Pinnacle, have them at minus 318 and minus 325. Obviously, heavy favorites. If we want to go the percent chance that the Ravens win. So if I go to the odds converter calculator, I need 2 things. I can type in both sides of the OddsJam line just to get the no-vig fair odds. So minus 318 plus 268. So I need to go to the no-vig fair odds minus 318 plus 268. Puts the no-vig line of the Ravens at about minus 280, giving them roughly a 73% chance of winning. So that is a cool way to see the percent chance of winning based on the odds for all these selections. So anyways, I'm going with the Ravens. My analysis, why I chose them on all the other ones, well, it's not that difficult. There's 2 reasons why. The Jets are starting Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco hasn't won a game since 2019 when he was with the Broncos, and he went 2-6. He's been on the Ravens ever since. He's been on the Jets ever since. Has been terrible. Joe Flacco is just not a good quarterback. He hasn't been a good quarterback for a very, very long time. The Jets have going to have struggles along the offensive line now that they lost Mekhi Becton. I know they signed Dwayne Brown, but he's older. He came off the street in training camp. You wonder how much he has left in the tank. And I'm very, very high on the Ravens this year. I think Lamar Jackson is going to have an MVP caliber season. I'm not telling you that I think he's going to win the MVP, just that I think he's going to have an MVP caliber season. He's obviously going into a contract year, so he's going to be highly motivated to perform well. And this Ravens team was absolutely snake bitten in terms of injuries last year. It's unlikely they will be as unlucky. So I absolutely love the Ravens. They are my official pick. So we're going to go with the Ravens are my survivor pick. If you want my 2 backup picks, which I will give you, number 1 of my backups is the San Francisco 49ers against the Chicago Bears. I'm very confident that the 49ers win. They were part of my moneyline favorites parlay, as were the Ravens. So the no-vig line, the OddsJam line has this at minus 298. The Bears at plus 253. So if we want to type that into the no-vig, find out the percent chance that the Bears win, I just type in minus 298 plus 253, puts the Bears at about a 72% chance of winning. So a little bit lower than the Ravens, still a very high percent chance. And the Bears absolutely stink. I've talked a lot about the Bears absolutely stinking, but if we just want to go, 2 things I like to look at. PFF offensive line rankings. Let's see where the Bears are. They are second to last, 31st. They have the second worst offensive line in the entire NFL. Let's go to wide receiver rankings. Let's see how their skill positions are ranked. So we want to look at the Bears, literally dead last. They have the worst skill positions in the NFL. Not only do they have a bad offensive line, but they couple that with a bad wide receiver core. They're literally doing the exact opposite of what you want to do with a young quarterback. The 49ers, the only thing that gives me pause about making them my official pick is Trey Lance is so green as a prospect. I'm worried that he might just not be good. We don't know if he's good or not. I have a lot of faith that he's good, but we have really yet to see him do anything at an NFL level, and we haven't seen him do anything at a college level since 2019. The last time Trey Lance played meaningful football was pre-COVID, if you want to just think about how long ago that was. So while I'm very, very confident that the 49ers beat the Bears, I'm not confident enough to make it my survivor pick just because of that weird thing. The next pick, I'm going with the Colts as my next backup, Colts over the Texans. The Texans are one of the worst teams in the NFL last year. They had like the 9th or 10th worst defense. They fired their head coach and they replaced him with their defensive coordinator who led that terrible defense. I have no idea what the Texans are doing. I don't think they're going to be any good. And I have and the Colts along with the Ravens are another kind of dark horse team that I'm very, very high on. I think going from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan will be a big boost for the Colts. They still have a good offensive line. They still have Jonathan Taylor. They have good enough skill positions in Michael Pittman, and they have a couple of young guys who might pop. They should have a good defense, although losing Matt Eberflus is a little bit concerning. And that's kind of why I decided not to make this my official pick. The Colts are a weird week 1 team since Frank Reich has been there. Colts week 1 record since Frank Reich has been there, which was the first year was 2018. He hasn't won. And there's some bad losses in there. Like they lost to Jacksonville last year, 2 years ago. That was literally the only game Jacksonville won, was this week 1 game against the Colts. Last year, in what ended up being a down year for the Seahawks, they lost to them by 12 points. Literally haven't won a game. They lost to the Bengals 4 years ago in his first game. So regardless, I don't have a lot of faith in the Colts in week 1. They seem to be a team that finishes fast but starts slow. Davis Mills for the Texans might legitimately be good. He might just be a good quarterback. So I held off on making them my official pick, but if you want my 2 backup ones, Bears, Colts as my 2 backup picks. In my official pick, we are going with the Ravens for my survivor pick. Hope you guys lock this in. If you do, let me know. If you don't, let me know what you think I got wrong. If you don't even like any of my top 3, that's fine. Let me know what you think I did wrong. But that's it. So I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to subscribe to find all the future NFL content I will be releasing. And that's it. So have a good one.